NIS, and then the NIS would send that client the information they need for their computer session. There you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah, your legs are looking nice, Michelle.
Yeah. Animals are dying in large numbers. Huge fish kills in the Ohio River.
Oh, that's awful.
Yeah. Maybe is Thursday night, and we had a special guest today here at the studio. 2 guests, Skynet and Wiki came by today, and Ed is on the other microphone. And I wanted to ask Ed, what do you thought about meeting Skynet in person?
He's a nice guy.
Completely different than my Ed. So what did you originally think Skynet was like?
That was just all weird. I mean, we really didn't even know each other at all, really. It was, that's like we talked about tonight. I'm not used to meeting people over internet anyway.
Right.
Because someone's doubting everything behind it, and then everything changed in and out. So you never know nobody until you meet them in person. That's the way I've always been, though, myself. Nothing wrong with that guy. He's cool.
Okay. Right now, I only see 0 watchers at this moment, so I want to see if there's something going on here. Because things are getting kind of mixed up. Because I accidentally started streaming on another channel, and then I stopped that, realized I was on the wrong channel. Then I came back to this channel. So I don't know who here knows we're live. So let's just update this page. I see we got this again. Oh, good grief. I got it. Okay, so yes, we are live. Okay, I'm one watching. Get commercials. Welcome to the one watcher to the show. And okay, so we're working. Yes, we are. Okay. So what we're gonna do tonight is something that Noodle suggested. And we did a test principle on a video that was not mine. But let's take a look, if we could, back to the early years of my Welcome to My World public access TV channel on YouTube. I mean, originally it was on YouTube first, and then I moved. I started doing a show on the local cable system, and that was after my experience on YouTube. So I got up here in VLC 2 programs that I extracted off of the different DVDs I could find. The first one on the top is more or less of when I first began the Welcome to My World YouTube or local TV channel, and the second one is later on, pretty much near the last episode of the show. And so we're going to play those discs, and we're going to do commentary on those discs. So it's not going to be just me talking. We're going to do more than that. We're going to actually discuss the show as it was, when it was.
Welcome to my world. Come on in.
Now, the door you just saw was repainted, the landlord, and unfortunately, this is the last episode. Okay, so this is the very oldest, newest one. So what I want to do is I wanted to show you the other one. So let's get to the right one. I guess I selected the wrong video, but you'll notice the door. I'm going to talk about the door real quick because it is very interesting to It's disc 4. This is the one. No, you had it right. Play that disc or that file. Now, let me explain this scene here. Why we mean by.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
All right. Oops, sorry. Pause that. Well, that door you just saw is the door to my apartment, and so let me.
Come on in.
Okay, so there we see the door. This is an older NTSC video that was recovered from a video source of 320 with 240. I made an effort to make it as good as I can. No matter the subject matter is really special to me. What this is some of the early videos I ever did on YouTube that I put.
Me and Mummy have done many videos with you, and we're always been open for new, improved topics, and we don't really always come up with a good topic, and sometimes it makes us kind of frustrated too, because here we are. It is the 23rd. It is the 21st century. We have all this wonderful technology that allows us to get out there and to talk to all of you and to share information with you. Me and Lumi said last time that we were going to talk about life on the other side, and we never really got a chance to really talk about it. So let's see if we can try to do something with this. The other side of our soul is where Mother God and Father God live. This is a very beautiful place. It's in another dimensional plane. It is a land that is rich and beautiful. The true place with milk and honey, if you will. This is
sorry about the
everybody
screen
is
flickering,
happy.
guys. I
It's
don't
kind of
know
like,
if that's
you have
VLC
your own
or if that was in the
home,
video itself.
You
So
have the wonderful access to beautiful, gardens and everything. It's wonderful. It's beautiful. I have to tell you that I have visited the other side with Lomi many times. We often love to go to the Hall of Wisdom. We love going to and studying the Akasha records. So we love studying the scrolls through our astral travels. And sometimes Lomi will spend time there just digging up information, maybe little things that we could use in our own current lives. And that's something your spirit guide can do. And Lomi is not technically a spirit guide. Mother Asna is our spirit guide. But the point is that when you go see outside through your astral travels, you learn so much. You can grow in so
I don't know
ways.
why it flickers
Just
like
gives
that
you an
out of
opportunity to feel.
question.
And everybody goes home to the other side at night when they go to sleep. I don't think Dark Souls do, but well, we're talking about the not Dark Souls here. Me and Lomi spend a lot of times on the other side. We spend a lot of time just enjoying visiting our friends and family, and they often ask us questions like, "What? How are you doing on Earth? How are you doing at Earth University? I mean, what courses of study are you taking?" Because people don't realize that when you're on Earth here, this is like a university. You live on campus. You learn new things. And of course you got your partiers and your equipment of your frat houses and things like that too.
But dog, yeah.
The main thing is we come here to do is to learn and to grow, and that's what makes Earth such a fantastically interesting place. Everybody thinks Earth is a drudge. I used to think elementary school was a drudge until I realized that really I was looking at it all wrong, which is that Earth is not a drudge. I thought this is the one time on Earth that in a world that you're ever going to get a chance to actually learn something without some, hardcore rules that really may not limit you. Once you get to be an adult, when you get to be an adult, you'll find out, for example, that you think school is bad because there's teachers constantly telling you what you got to do. But the truth is once you get to be an adult, there is no teachers telling you what to do, but rather you're more like equals to your teachers. Your teachers could be your friends that you have known for years, or the man you just met down the street. And we learn things as we go. For example, I have a friend. I'll consider him a friend. I really don't know him intimately well, but might as well I'll call him a friend anyway. His name is Bill. And he said to me, he says, I've learned a lot from you. He says, I've learned patience. I've learned dignity. I've learned decency. I've learned integrity. And he says, and the landlord has too. He told me the same thing because he works for the landlord. That he loves the way you handle yourself and how you carry yourself. And I told Bill nicely, I said, Bill, when you've been on this there 22 times in a row, you kind of start to develop a bit of an understanding of how it all works. It doesn't mean that you're always not going to flood. It doesn't mean that you're not going to fail every now and then. 22 years of experience, plus I have a beautiful, loving twin soul that I share this body with. And I'll tell you something. I never am truly alone, and I have always been very happy to say that.
32 lifetimes, and I said 22, which made me sound like I was younger than I really am.
Situation here now, because we're going to be discussing that on Beltane. But we will just briefly say this much. Like I said in my last Beltane when we talked about my situation, or Lumi did. Michelle was I was a mess up. I mean, I felt alone.
Well, let me just say one thing for me. My voices were not clearly as separate as they are now. And no, John, right now we're watching this video, and then we'll turn the phones on in a little bit. And got some other news to cover. But what do you think of what the video is talking about, Ed? He's masticating his pizza. We went, because Wiggy and Skynet came over today, and we had a pretty good time together. Yeah. I think it's interesting about this show that the screen flickers like that. I think it's maybe because it got converted a couple times from PAL to NTSC. I think it flickered in the original video too. Yeah. All right, so let's go back to the rest of this, and then we'll try to answer your questions you asked me on the screen. But for the phone, for right now, no.
Destitute, like I lost everything I had. And I was starting to stifle my growth because I wasn't able to progress any further. Or at least I didn't feel I could. And Mother God, especially, Father God too, but Father God is more like the maintenance man. He kind of just keeps the universe running. Mother God is normally the one who works with you directly to help you to understand, or to, it chooses to interact with everybody. But Father God usually interacts with very few people. He likes to quietly do things in the background. He kind of reminds me of the last maintenance guy we had here in some ways. He's a man of few words, but when he does speak, you should listen. That's what way Father God is. But Mother God is much more willing to take the time to work with everyone and to help them to grow and mature. So
I was on Cumberland Farms across the street, just like on YouTube. I would drink my coffee. On the phone cops, we did that up until about 2019.
Just because, we Judeo-Christian teachings say the Mother God does not exist. Mother God is the most important thing. You should understand the concept of it. When we say the Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Who is that Holy Spirit? That's Mother God. And Mother God is always there in your life and is always trying to watch out for your well-being. And currently, Mother God has only got 10 charges under her watchful eye. Me and Lumi are one of them. 2 of them. So there's 8 other people
originally
that she works with. She has found special
She
favor
works
in
with us
so
individually,
many
but she
wonderful
works with
people.
us as a
She's
group.
so proud
Yeah.
of all of you. And the thing is that Mother God wants us all to know that you don't have to worry about if you screw up, because Mother God will always be there to help you along. But there's a catch. You have to be willing to accept her offers of help. If you aren't going to do that, well, then that's your own fault. Like Jimmy Buffett sings, it's my own damn fault. It's nobody else's. Mother will always be there trying to always quietly, and she's a very patient person, and she's always going to put you, under her watchful eye. When she's busy, you also have your guardian angel, and she got her thrones, and they all go out there and they watch over you to make sure that you're staying out of trouble. Because she knows Earth University has got some pretty, rough neighborhoods, and that there are things in this earth that you probably would be best to be warned to stay away from. That doesn't mean she's going to push you away if you go to do something bad or something. She's going to let you do what you're going to do because she knows you have to do that because that's part of your growing and your maturity.
Yeah.
So, that's the one thing about Mother God is the fact is that Mother Asna, that's her name, Asna. And by the way, the actual pronunciation from Israeli or Hebrew is Asherah. And all of a sudden, when I heard the spelling Asherah, I kind of started to laugh because the way it's spelled is Ashera. Remember Shira, Warrior Princess? And I started thinking about the relationship of this cartoon series with Mother God. I'm not trying to make fun of you, Mother Asna. I'm not. I'm serious here. I mean, I always respected Mother God, and I always respected the character Shira as well. So, I mean, I see some of the advice that I see in the cartoon by, Filmation. There, the Shira cartoon series. I see a lot of that in the cartoons. It's actually a lot of the same advice that Mother Asna would pass along to everybody. I remember watching the episode where she and oh boy, Hordak were kind of sent to another dimension. And Hordak was so desperate to hurry up and get out of there, and he was going to. An animal was a challenge was placed in front of them to see who was the little animal that was supposed to be hurt. Okay, and Hordak saying this, do nothing, let's go. And no, Shira says, no, I'm going to help this creature. And so she helped this creature. And what the thing that was funny is that this person that brought them to this other dimension said to her, into
Hordak rules, yeah.
I am amazed.
That's finally made it, at least to watch the
how
shows.
You have shown compassion, decency, even when you didn't have to do that. That even now, even for this man Hordak, who is your sworn enemy, that you're willing, to give up your ticket home when he lost his ticket. I am impressed by your actions. But you know what? Mother Asna does the same thing. She's so joyful when you do things to help other people. And you don't benefit anything, do you? Wrong, you do. You benefit because you're showing your true colors. It's another thing like that Cyndi Lauper talks about. True colors. That's what I love about you. When you show who you are, and when you show what you're good at doing, and even if it means showing your soft underside, it's okay. No one's gonna. I mean, sure, some people are gonna take advantage of that. They always do. But then what? In the long run, don't you think that Mother Asna is gonna make sure that they get their just desserts? You can be sure that there's many people in this world who are going to always remember you. And when you finally go home, you start to
These
understand
are
more of
actually
what
very
you
good
are
examples when Michelle
when
was
you're
more
on your
preachy. Yeah,
I wouldn't call
preachy
it
days.
deathbed because you're only not dying. It's more like you're parking your body in its garage for the last time, and you're getting out of the body, and you pat the body goodbye and say, "Well, flesh and blood, you've done me a good. You've done me many good things. But now me and Lemmy are going to cross to that tunnel home. And me and Lemmy have already planned, and we are very excited about that opportunity of going home. But we have to finish our time here first. And nobody knows how long that's going to be.
How you
We
doing,
could be
Maggie
here
Fox?
for
How are you
another
doing? I haven't
30
seen
years.
you
We
in a
could be here for
while.
another 10 minutes.
Yay!
I can't tell you
Yes.
that.
Hey, glad you came by to visit.
But it's in my Akasha records. It's in Mother Asna knows it all. After all, Mother Asna is not only my spirit guide and Lemmy's spirit guide, she's also Mother God. Mother
So this
God.
is the early
I
DVD
can tell you right now, I can sense
from
the
our
joy
cable
in her
TV
heart when
show.
she hears the way I'm talking about this. The
I
fact
know
of the
it's been
matter
so long.
is
I'm
that
excited you
it's
too. I was hoping
okay
you were to come by.
for
Well, you can be on
to
the
love
panel a
Mother
little
God.
bit.
Mother
So
God
we'll
wants
talk a
you to
little
love
about
her.
this DVD video,
And she wants you
and
to
we'll
know
take
that
a
she's
break
out there looking for you
and
towards your
have you
best
guys come on the
education.
panel about it. We'll talk about
And
it.
she wants you to know that you're never alone.
Oh,
Everybody has a spirit guide, and everybody can benefit from the
well, let
knowledge
this
of the
video
spirit
run
guide
through, and then
share
we'll
with them.
have it.
If they choose to listen. Again, that's the thing, a choice. You can either choose to listen or you can choose to go it alone. Your spirit guide is patient. But that doesn't mean that they don't get anger, because they do get angry. And sometimes they will give you an earful. But most of the time, your spirit guide already knows your life chart and knows all the things that you're going to do.
Let's say hi to Skynet. He's here too, aka Hobo the Clown.
And sometimes they're just there, just
Oh,
like
they're on the air. Hello.
a co-pilot
guys
or
doing?
And it's here too.
A map reader. And
oh, what's that?
Driver telling them to watch out for
what's the wonderful news?
pitfalls, certain potholes. But you're not going to go out there and take C's to control the wheel and try to swerve you out of the way. It's not their job.
Guys, make it home okay, Skynet?
What's that?
How'd you do on your trip back tonight,
On the other
Skynet?
hand, now,
Good, I hope.
we shouldn't yell like that because it makes you a little nervous. I'm sorry.
Let me pause this so I can talk for a
So I was
second.
gonna say
Let's
something.
say something.
Now, that's much better.
As you're saying,
No, I was saying good luck, Skynet. I hope you got home okay tonight. So good luck. I mean,
I think right now
hope so.
he's actually talking to me through the phone. Megan says, "Hi, sweet Ed. I reconnected with my son after alienation. Glad that you got that result with your son. Hoorah. That's good. So anyway, I'm sure some of you guys probably want to see the rest of this. We could certainly discuss it. I'm glad that you were able to reconnect with your son. I know it's trying to do the same with his daughter. You want to talk about that, and
What's that?
how you and your daughter are at least talking to each other?
Yeah, basically it's just, a lot of time apart sometimes is not good for people.
Yeah, she said,
being apart, it's like, I didn't chose that. It just like, but she had like her life. I guess she felt she was happy. This and that was good. She's doing good. I told her that last few times I talked to her. I mean, but I didn't even know she's gonna be married again. She just got married over the holidays. Never told me none of that stuff. But I don't know what exactly was going through her mind. But I guess now she realized I was always in her thoughts. And
she says, I definitely understand. That's what Megan Fox says. Because she is a mother, she said.
Yeah.
And she's a Scorpio. And your daughter is a Scorpio.
Yeah. And
Skynet was a Scorpio.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm very proud of my daughter. I posted a bunch of by Michelle. I don't know if I told you this either, but I posted a bunch of brand new pictures of her on
She said she got a daughter-in-law too.
Facebook.
I guess her son got married, so now she has a daughter-in-law. She
Really?
said congratulations.
Really?
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Let me turn on the text to speech so you can hear when people post comments. But be aware, and one thing, please understand, I do not have any control over what they say, who they say it to, and
Yeah,
whatever.
I'm kind of used to that after all I went through with that anyway. It really doesn't have any relevance anyway, Michelle, anyway. So
Okay, so let me get
Doesn't-
to the Restream chat replay app.
Yeah.
There's a Restream chat program. Excellent, show up as much as you want. We're all used to it. What does that mean? I gotta log in first. Bristol, let me log in here. I haven't been on here in a while. TM. I think it's 2. I think that's right there. Yep. All right, so let's see if this thing is talking today. Let me send me a message. Hey, yeah, I got it.
Well, anyways, as a guest on the show, I won't talk too long about myself, but today I just decided it was time to start just, realizing that the train layout was good for the holidays. It kept me going for a while, but now it was time really to start thinking about, hey, I'm not going to be staying here much longer. I really don't want to stay here much longer. I'm only here because I have to be here, really. And so now I just said today, well, this has to come down sooner or later anyway, until I get myself stable in, my own place that I'm finally at, then I can settle down with more what I'm going to do with the stuff. But I'm getting already packed.
Seems
So
like you
when I
got
move-
disconnected from. Oh wait, that's something else, Michelle. What? Oh,
Excuse me, am I still on here, Michelle?
yeah, you're still on Twitch right now.
Okay. Anyways, so that's what I did today, and got a lot of stuff packed. I'm looking for some big totes, put it all in. And
Oh no, wait, not. That's okay. Keep talking. Then. Don't worry about it. But the replay doesn't work because there's a screw up. But that's okay.
shipping the stuff, whatever, depending where I'm going to go. A lot of that's up in the air, but I wanted to get it. At least that train layout had to go because I might mess around a little bit with some slot cars on the table, which I downscaled, and I left it with nothing on it, so I could put a racetrack on there for a while, for a day, a couple days. I don't mess around with that. Take it down, whatever, right off anyway. So,
Yeah. All right,
but,
Mojo says hello to me, and and then Megan Fox said, "I still have your snow fairy." Yeah, I know. You said you're gonna bring that over, along with I think something else. I think you said a chandelier or something. Hi, Jojo. How you doing? Jen Heyman says you're not going to be living much longer, Ed. Your health isn't that good. Just enjoy that apartment while you're still alive. Well, yeah, that's what I meant. Megan Fox. Mojo says to John Heyman, John, come on, man. Thumbs up, definitely. And so, like I've said, we're doing things a little different. But I do want to get back to the video. I know it's kind of long because it's the entirety of the video. It's only about 16 minutes left. But I am definitely going to be talking to you guys in between. I do want to get some more of this in. And from what you've heard of the video so far, what do you think about it? The video I'm playing from the past.
I'm not sure right now. I'm kind of high right now.
Oh, from earlier. Anyway, so take a look at the screen. How much do you think I've changed since then?
You didn't give me a split screen over here. That's why I'm not seeing you like that on
Oh
it.
no, I know. You gotta click on my channel. Hold on, man. I'll get you over there. All right, huh?
No wonder.
The only problem is if I put it on your chat, we gotta make sure to keep the volume off, or it's gonna create a nice loop. It's gonna drive you batty.
Yeah, whatever.
But anyway, you see me here on the screen though, on the monitor. This monitor, you see me?
On yours, yeah, I see there.
They don't look that different, do I? A little younger.
No,
It's
not
from
really.
2014.
Just a little bit more.
Yeah.
Face is more wider.
Yeah, I still got the big flat bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, it hasn't changed. So, all right. So let's says when was you were hear me again? Oh, okay. That's quite a while ago. You get hit by a it says beautiful skate wave said many facts. I like that the video was a bit depressing. I felt it was you're discussing. I'm discussing in general the people, what happens after you go home. There's like this, and this was originally on the cable show, but if we want, why don't we cut to the chase? What do you mean?
Now, I was gonna say is as far as whether we
I think you need to speed it up a little bit.
I want to make sure you understand one thing.
Oh, a little bit.
Me and Lemmy are very special. We're here to do the same job as every other enlightened soul is. We're here to show you the way. There's only one thing as well. You don't have to worry about being There's one thing that's people in it. Oh my God. It's like when you're a little child and it's a dark room at night and you didn't turn the night light on. You're scared. Where is everybody? Mommy and daddy are asleep. Sister's in her bed and I'm alone. There's no one around me. First of all, that's a lot of adults that feel the same way. But you know what? You're not alone, because if you truly were alone, you would never feel that sense of loss.
There's a glitch in the software. Yeah, I know.
You would never have a reason to feel a sense of loss. Mother Asna loves you. I love you. Lemmy loves you. Father God loves you.
Yeah.
I may not know you
it's not
personally,
always
but
on
that
YouTube,
doesn't mean that I
actually.
don't love you. And when we go home, you will meet. We will meet. All of you. We'll meet. Maybe we'll meet in the Great Garden. We'll all get a chance to talk to each other.
You're welcome again. A long time.
And we'll come home and we'll laugh at the things that we experienced on Earth and all the things that we did individually and as a group.
You look beautiful and sound so sad.
There's nobody in this world
I'm not trying to be sad.
Perfect
I was just
than anyone else.
I was friends forever. Okay.
There are some people who have more knowledge than others, but you know what? That doesn't mean everybody's stupid. There are some very intelligent people in this world. And there are some people who have interests in things that don't interest me, but that's okay.
That's kind of a cute emoji.
When we get together,
I've never seen that before.
We can share and learn new things. You and I will continue to travel this life path together to learn new things. And I will continue to be there to guide you as best I can.
Unfortunately, we don't have that top anymore.
And that's what I'm doing.
Top got eaten up apparently by moths, and
it's fundamentally essential.
You have the same necklace they have now, but that had a cord that was different than this one. I'm going to get
learning
a
is
piece of
fundamentally
elastic
essential. We come here
down
to
here
Earth because it's a strong desire in our psyche to learn, to expand our knowledge, to grow.
Well,
And
it'd be
for
kind
those
of hard
people who
to, and
do
then
not
usually something
want
sits
the
on the
desire
couch.
to learn, and those who choose to stay stuck in that
Let me
lack of
Let me
knowledge
give Megan
through
the rent. She
ignorance,
deserves. I think she
they
originally had one.
experience spiritual death. Now, unfortunately, I couldn't think of any nice little short acronym for that, but that's the closest thing I can come with. Doesn't educate advance, but then the TH I couldn't think of. Their heart, their humanity. Actually, I like that one. Does not enhance, advance.
Yeah.
It does not educationally advance their humanity. You know, that's what death is. Death is just like that. It's just when you have basically you sit there. It's like you're paying to go to college, and all you do is you sit there in the frat house and drinking beer, and you're smoking joints, and you're not doing anything else, and you're just wasting your time. That's not learning. Okay, actually, it is. You're still learning there too. It's just that it's not learning something that may be necessarily in your life chart.
I did
Talk about life charts.
This is a
don't I?
really old
What
video
is a
from our
life chart?
cable channel we used to
A
have.
life chart is before we come here, we all make a map of what we want to learn. It's like a goal plan, or it goes a lot more advanced than a goal plan does. A goal plan only covers for say like short term and a long term goal. A life chart covers everything from the day we pop out of our mom to the day we're placed in the grave. We are going to be studying and learning these new talents and skills. Maybe to improve on the technique we learned in our last life. Maybe we choose to learn something completely different. Our spirit guides know our life chart because they have access to it. We can't, and they're sworn not to tell us nothing besides the things that we need to know.
Advice.
Because there's something called free will. I mean, you have to remember that, yes, we have a life chart. Yes, it's just like a map. But how many times did someone take a wrong turn at Albuquerque? And ended up getting stuck in the Sierra Nevadas. What I'm trying to get at is that we learn new things because we're allowed to take that wrong turn at all.
How long ago was this shot?
It doesn't mean that we're
2014.
Once you go home, once you're done with this course,
yes, it was before the building was renovated. Oh, okay, yeah, 2014. Yeah,
is going to sit down with you at the orientation center.
Thank you very much,
and I'm going to ask you some questions. In my case, they say, "Me, Michelle, did you learn what you
people
wanted
saw
to
this
today?
on the cable company on Charter Winston. I don't know what they thought of it when they first watched it. Because
it'll refresh you with what your life chart said, what you were supposed to learn."
Yeah, this is from my cable. This is from my public access channel.
What we study, me and my advisor, and Lumi was originally my spirit guide, so Lumi would also be serving.
Well, maybe that's because it's part of Michelle's job. She has to look a certain way.
Prior to the month of May.
Has there a whole once the Sarah C. Snow Queen that looks like an old bag?
We will be sitting down with Mother Osna, who is our current spirit guide, and we're going to be discussing
I could just contact the local cable administrator. If it's the same guy, he'll just go ahead and give me the equivalent of my keys back and say, "Fine, we'll start playing the show." He'll give me a time slot, and I get the DVDs ready, and then we just deliver the discs. Yeah, that's what Michelle used to do. She didn't have a bad term with them.
But I haven't been a baby in this earth in a long time. But that's not the point here. The point I'm trying to say is what Michelle has said is just very validly very important, which is this. You are never truly alone. And that you have a spirit guide that you chose from the other side before you came here to Earth.
So you see, back in the old days, guys, we used to cover a lot of spiritual topics on this channel, and also on Lumi's channel.
The hall records, and they study.
This is before we started doing live streams. This is when they were just recorded.
Halls to look up information and help you to grow. They might
hello,
even
how
talk
you
to St.
doing,
Malachi. They
Megan
might
Fax?
talk to Malachi and then the Council of Elders to help you to understand, if there's questions that you need help with. So of course they go to Mother Asna and Father Yahweh as well. But
Yeah.
because of the fact, in my case,
Well, we can talk about some of that
discuss my
today.
case more and
Because we're gonna be having some
Beltane,
talk
but
time
for now,
between
let's just say
videos.
that,
Yeah, we got
it
two
has
in the
been a real
queue,
pleasure
but we could talk
to be
about
here.
the
And
after this one, and then we'll have a talk
Michelle's
session.
right.
and
You
we'll-
come here with a life chart, and you come here to learn, and you come here to grow. But that doesn't mean that some people don't.
That's true.
Some
Thank
people
you.
are so overwhelmed by what they see, especially first-time people that come in, they choose a gold chart that's just too complicated, and they can't do it because they're trying to do the accelerated course load, only to find themselves incapable of keeping up with the courses because they chose too much. And then there's people like Michelle and me who've taken our time to go through these universities. We know we can come back here over and over again to improve our talents. We're not stuck to have to rush through life. We can take our time and
Get what
advance
you do.
ourselves. And so can you. So, like Michelle said, there's a lot of things going on in the world.
I don't know expect
A lot
that
of
our voices
opportunities
weren't
out
as
there.
separate. No.
Yes, you should have fun. Yes, you should always keep your mind open to learn new things. And yes, you can. Yes, you can and benefit and learn new things. Ugh, you already died is hot. Yes, it is. Now, Michelle, I think this is getting long enough. Do you think we need to go on any further? No, I don't think we need to go on any further. I think this will be enough to give you lunches. Oh yes, but I would like to remind you guys, please, if you have questions, we'd love to answer them.
That's fine.
And if we don't have the answer,
you'll
find you the
the
answer.
answer.
Okay, I promise you that. So here's how you can. First of all, please subscribe to our channel. It's simple. It's http://www.youtube.com/USCR/BICHELA4. And of course, click on the little subscribe tab. If it's on the wireless program, there might be a blue circle with a plus mark in it. Just click on that. It'll change to a check mark. And then it'll give you a burst of anything that is posted on comments or suggestions on the videos. And of course, don't be afraid to send comments. We'll do everything we can to answer your questions. Because we want you to know and we want you to learn.
Unfortunately, the outtrack is copyrighted.
Throughout. And I'd rather see people learn new things. And don't be afraid to ask a question. If you think it's a stupid question, it may not be so stupid. Even if you think it is. There's a lot of questions out there that on the surface may sound stupid, but the answers to the questions could be very, very amazing, very beautiful, and very rich tapestry. And since we'll be working right now for the summertime, we will be mostly running nocturnal events as me and Lemmy will be switching to nocturnal instead of the rural operations. We will be able to take time to spend more time with you and to talk to you. Let's talk. Let's have some fun. And like we said before, may you always have a nice day. And may Mother Asna and Father Yahweh always be with you on the way. And keep learning new things. Keep learning to grow. Good night. Good night.
And that was, we can't skip to the very end because the music is copyrighted and we don't want to have problems with that. But yeah, let's get the Google Meets open, Michelle. Got it. Just give me a second to click on it. Make sure I can click on it. There we go. Make sure that one up. And
Okay, I'm still on, Michelle, too.
Yeah, you're still on.
Yeah.
Just give me a minute here. First of all, we're going to talk about the video.
1, 2, 3, red light.
And you couldn't really see me too well on the screen, but you know I'm there. So anyway, but let's talk about what I was talking about and how you feel about the video, what you felt when you were hearing it.
Which video is this?
The video I just played. It wasn't listening again. Oh, jeez. Really? You weren't listening?
Because I don't have no sound over here.
Or you hear me through the speakers right now? The video
Yeah,
I
I
played.
mean, yeah, it's on your speakers.
No, that's what I meant. That's what you should love to be listening.
I was kind of spacing a little bit here, so mind traveling.
Kind
To say the
of.
least, hi. Yeah.
Tomorrow, the video talks about why we're on Earth. What's our purpose on Earth?
It says we're offline. Okay, now it was restored, the connection. John Rich is calling you, he says.
Who's John Richards?
I don't know.
John Heyman.
This says John Rich.
I don't know.
I don't even know that guy. I'm just going to decline.
Well, wait. Okay, are you on Facebook?
I don't know where it's coming from. I don't even know the guy.
Okay, well, yeah, John Rich is one of the people that's on Facebook. He's a Facebook show. John Heyman, it would be very difficult for Ed to go live right now because right now I'm using the bandwidth. Okay. All right, so now let's get the panel up. Yeah, it's already up. I'm just going to post the link. You did. Oh. Okay. Okay, get the link up there. Copy the link. Okay. Hit copy that. And paste that. Enter. And then let's get Megan Fox on here. M-E-A. M-J. You don't know the spelling for Megan Fox? M-E-G. Yeah. Spelling wrong. It's M-E-G. There he is. There she is. Command V for verbose. Why don't you come on up and say hi? Because I haven't seen you in a while. I figured it could take it some time to talk to people.
It's getting cold up here, folks.
We closed the windows already, Ed.
I know, but you can feel it. It's getting cold. I guess it's going to be cold the next few weeks or something, or for a while here.
Until tomorrow. Yeah.
Because they shut the heat off. The heat in our building's off, I guess, because
it's in Connecticut. You can turn it off after April 15th.
Yeah, I know. They have the right to do that anyway. So after April 15th or 13th, something like that. But definitely past that time anyway. So
I think the rules should be set more in temperature, not so much time of the year.
Oh, May 14th is my
15th.
birthday is coming up. May 14th.
It's your birthday.
May 14th. You know that, Michelle, right? Yeah. Maybe. Forgot. I don't know.
Skynet wants to come on up, Megan. Why don't you come up, Skynet, first? Since you're there at the same time. Since you guys are both Scorpio anyway. At H-O. Wait, yes, that's it. Okay. So let's both you guys. Put you guys on together, why not? And come on, I'd love to get some people to come join us. Got a lot of watchers, but there's not too many talkers. At least not too many talkers that want to come up, apparently. Okay. I want to cover any other videos. Well, I didn't plan to make it a whole night showing videos. It says again. Got not touch button, Megan. the again button. What? I'm not sure. I click it and nothing. Just click it once. If you're using a phone, if you have not installed the app on your phone, it's gonna tell you to go download it from your app store, and then after the app is loaded, it will just magically send you through. Yeah, because it's on. It's on. No, CNN has Skynet knows how to use that feature, so you shouldn't have any problem with that. Well,
So I started disassembling. It's Michelle's roommate here, Edward. I started realizing that hey, it's time for this train layout to have to come up some way or another. It's going to have to come up because I don't plan on staying here much longer either. I definitely have to move. Also, it's not going to fit me anymore. So I realized it's time to start taking up the train stuff. So I did that today. I got to get some big containers, get them ready to remove them.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to buy some big ones.
Yes.
Or
yeah. Probably depending on where I go or what I'm going to do yet. I'm not sure. That's up in the air, but everything's going to be getting ready to be packed, so it's ready to go when it goes.
Yeah.
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 And so
it seems like right now the audience is fairly quiet. The panel's open, but there's like nobody wanting to join it for some reason. So they again gotta not touch. I don't know when anyone's coming out. Why don't we just get to the next video instead of waiting indefinitely? That was one of the first videos. And then the last known video disc video, or the next to last one, which really turned out to be probably more like the kind of video that would make you to scream. But, I'm going to play anyway. Yeah. So let's go to video 2. Oh, wait, so you can hear this. This is video 2.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
It's the old door before it was painted over. Let's make sure it's not showing the same dang film. Yes, it is. Oh, crap on. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Wrong film. That's okay, you did that the first time. All right, so let's play the right film. It's not that much different.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
May 18th.
Hello, everybody. It's MicheleMarieDalene, and as you can hear, my throat is recovering very slowly, but it is coming back to its good old feisty self. Today, we're going to talk about some news. But Lomi's going to join me. It's going to be a little more interesting, I think, because we're going to talk about some of the things going on with the Donald Trump campaign and other matters as well. For example, today, Donald Trump decided to visit and made an appointment to talk to Henry Kissinger. Now, for those of you who don't know, Henry Kissinger has been a major political player in the U.S. economy, international affairs, at least as far back as I can remember from being a child. And I don't know when he got started. I know he worked with Richard Nixon. He worked with Jimmy Carter. He worked with Ronald Reagan. He worked with the Clintons. He worked with the Bushes. And so there's, kind of a personal policy regarding this is Donald Trump going there to be swayed by Kissinger's policies, or did he go there to learn more about what the opposition wants? Of course, Sloman's here. Hello. All right. It's been a while since we did a video that had nothing to do with everyday life. Oh, this kind of has something to do with everyday life. Yeah, it does. But it's different. It's different. Today we're going to talk about something that has nothing to do with our lives directly, anyway. But it has to do with the political environment that is around us. First of all, let's talk about this. Now, of course, as Alex Jones confirmed, as did Roger Stone, the reason why Donald Trump went to go talk to Henry Kissinger is probably more than likely is to understand more of the opposing viewpoints as far as international policy. Now, remember, Donald Trump is not a politician. Okay? He's a businessman. And so he probably is saying to himself, I have to understand the political mind. If I'm going to get Paul Ryan and the others that haven't quite, excuse me, quite gravitated towards my campaign in the Republican Party to embrace me, I need to at least have an understanding of what's going on on a more intimate level. So by talking to James Baker, he also, of course, James Baker worked with Ronald Reagan, which was one of Donald Trump's most favorite influential politicians in his lifetime, which I remember Ronald Reagan very, very well, and as a youngster, and I really liked the guy. During the time Reaganomics, the U.S. was doing fairly well. So obviously Ronald Reagan did some great things for this country. And unfortunately, after he had served his second term, I already started losing some of his memory in the mid-second term because of Alzheimer's and senile dementia. I think that's senile dementia, but
Which
yeah, I'm not sure.
that's exactly what's happening to Joe
Biden's
Biden
getting
right
older,
now.
and he's still revered by Donald Trump and MicheleMarieDalene as being a very influential presidential candidate. Of course, Lemmy doesn't really. I mean, you do have an opinion, I'm sure, but
I'm going to end that right there only because that's kind of a drag. That's also, unfortunately, it's very dated. It's dated now, but let's open another file. Let's grab another whiskey. Okay, so we are going to pull up. Okay, so now we're sitting in the right places right now. I did find a video with Dory in it. And it was technically the very last video, as far as I know, on the channel. Jeez! What are you doing, Ed?
I don't know what that was that fell on the other side of that stupid thing on there. It's nothing, sorry.
Well, I don't see anything on this side.
Michelle, can you do me a quick favor? Hate to ask you now, but can you bring that walker over here? Because that chocolate I ate later, I don't have no balance now, so I need the walker right now to use the bathroom, please.
Which one? Mine? The small one?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think you want the big beast. All right, hold on a minute.
No.
Hold on a minute.
Yeah, that'll work.
Oh, it's the slap for tracking the fan.
That stupid fan's always.
You guys can get some plastic bags for the small. Put the train cars in plastic freezer bags and zip them shut. Same thing with the small parts.
I did. I already took care of it. I mean, most of it, anyways. I put away, wrapped it up in plastic and everything. So And I checked it real good. There wasn't any bugs in any of it, or I didn't find no spots of eggs or nothing. So I'm lucky.
Okay.
Lucky though, I tell you. Maybe it was that, I don't know, it might have been the wood or something. Something repelled them. I had repellent kind of in here anyways around the boxes. Maybe that's
What,
why.
the table?
No, I'm talking about I didn't see any evidence of roaches in any of my train
that's
stuff.
good.
So
All right, let me get back to my chat.
yeah.
So a little bit here. Let me. Let me use the bathroom real quick at the same time since I'm already up here. All right, okay, we'll come back.
There's no stoppers on this one. What happened to the one with the
No,
stoppers
that
on
one
it?
doesn't have any stoppers or rings on it.
Where's that one the other one that stoppers?
First of all, it would be pretty hard to this successful would actually have already ripped up the
Oh, you didn't even have that kind of first one? I thought you did.
Yeah, I put wheels on it. But then I don't have a problem stopping usually. Especially with more of a problem, my balance is unstable, and then okay, so let's take a look at this video. I'm gonna grab one. That's a another video.
Yeah.
So let me go back to the let's see, OBS add-ons again. That's why I ended up starting the stupid videos from ripping them. So let's go to 1, 2, 3, disc 4. Well, I'll go to disc 2 or 16, disc 4.2. All right, because that was kind of interesting, because that was in the past, and so this is an interesting piece of history of these older videos, and maybe this is kind of like.
Welcome to my world. Won't you come on in?
Now, I have to admit that the early videos that this came from were not exactly fantastic. These are actually videos on my YouTube channel. And
Hi guys, it's me, and of course it is, well, it's the 4th of May, and I'm going to be rehashing briefly. And by the way, the sun's going to be coming in, so I might get a little washed out. I got the studio lights in to compensate if it gets too dark, if the sun hits the cloud, but I can't do anything to get washed out except to adjust the lens in the camera. So if you wonder why the picture washes out, it's because we got to deal with the sunlight coming in as well as everything else. So I want, according to Jonathan Ung, he asked me, I enjoyed your video, Locus of Reality versus Dimensions of Consciousness. Thank you. Can you explain more on this topic? What do you mean by separation from the whole? What are the rules of the road? How do we create, and when does creation begin? Is it driven by our thoughts, our fears, our desires, our feelings? How does co-creation work? What are the limitations in creation? How easy would it be to create a reality that sounds far-fetched? Is there an interaction between other dimensions and the creatures in the creation of our reality. Well, I responded to him in a message, but I'm going to also read to you here on camera as well, and then we'll try to explain if there's any confusion. I responded, that was not one of my best videos. It was quite a hack job, quite honestly. Nonetheless, let's see if I can explain it. The human existence is more than what the average person sees. It is as if we are in this little box. For most of us, that box is four-dimensional of length, width, height, and time. We are not usually aware of the fact that we live in a multi-dimensional universe. Because of this, we are usually unaware of the other dimensions above the fourth dimension. The rules of the road, just as I gave an example of a driver on a highway and how they interact with other drivers. Well, when we interact with other people, we have some rules that we agree on. For example, if the sun is out and the air is warm, most of us would agree it would be a good idea for a picnic or to play outside. We all agree that the leaves are green and the sky is blue. This is called group consensus. Maybe to you, your sky is brown and the leaves are blue, but more than likely you would agree with the group, as more than one person agreeing makes it seem that it has to be correct. A totally blind person's perception is more abstract to a sighted person, as they cannot see green or blue or anything. I'm talking about the totally blind since birth. The act of creating actually begins, as you said. One comes up with an idea based on what they see. Then they begin the process of making that idea into a reality through the actions of creation. Co-creation is when two or more are working towards the completion of the result of collaboration of an idea. The idea of creation actually is a fifth dimensional construct. It is one of the most understood of the higher levels of consciousness. We don't really think about it in that way, but to get an idea means you need to examine multiple dimensional concepts of the solution. Let me give you an example of what Lumi and I are working on. We have this old Dell Dimension 2500 desktop. Long ago, the heatsink's clip snapped off. Right now, we are holding the heatsink on with wire and Elmer's glue. Oh, it is kludgy and the processor has to be throttled down, as Elmer's isn't the best for heatsink grease. We thought of and visualized other ways to fasten the heatsink. Zip ties, bolts through the original heatsink mounting plate, new replacement clip holders. To do that, we have to visualize the different ways, and then we can decide which would be the better choice given the costs and the fact that the built-in video controller is crappy, and thus this makes this a poor machine for X Windows under Linux in accelerated video modes. We are thinking of just getting a new board in the future. There is almost always interaction between dimensions. When we are asleep, we can travel to these alternative dimensions. Those of us who have mastered astral travel and astral projections can do so in the waking state as well, to create our own subjective reality. It seems too far-fetched. It's fairly easy, but because we live and interact with others, we often need to play by the agreed rules of the road, as I mentioned earlier. And I said here, I'm going to work on a new updated video to explain this stuff better. Okay, so let's do that. Taking the question that he broke down in pieces here. First of all, I really appreciate that you commented to me, Jonathan. I really do appreciate that. Okay. Locus of reality versus dimensions of consciousness. Everything that we do around the world or in our lives, in most human beings, as I said, see things as four dimensions. Okay? Now, to understand that, let's talk about something that has four dimensions. Okay? Length,
width, and in this case, height. Okay, these are the three. Well, what would time be? Imagine this candle holder, if you will, that this candle holder, looking back from the creation of this cube to when they drilled the hole, originally make it, and then burned my very first candle in it. And you can visualize as we can go through like a cartoon or animation. And that's exactly what we're talking about. We're talking about the fifth or the fourth dimension, which is time. Everything starts at time zero. Now, time zero in this case could be like you start with a blank cube of wood. Okay, I'm going to start with that. I'm not going to talk about where we cut it off another piece of wood. Okay, start with a blank cube of wood. Okay, and then at time, say 5 minutes, you see the hole drilled, and then time plus 2 weeks, we see the first candle burn, and then we can see that this same wood, in a period of time, in this case about 370 days, you see it go from one state to another state. It's the same piece of wood. It hasn't changed other than the wax strip and things like that. So in other words, if it's in the same space and nothing else changed, then we could say that is the fourth dimension. Fifth dimension. In the fifth dimension plane, there might be this cube of wood could easily change to a piece of home. Because in the fifth dimension, there might actually be, in the multidimensional universe, there may not be this, but there may be this. Okay? It's different sizes, different dimensions, different height, different thicknesses. Okay? This is what we mean by sixth or fifth dimension. Sixth goes further because we can start to see not only the multidimensional universes, but we can go further into how they interact and how they interplay. Okay, so now I'm going to keep it down to sixth right now. I'm not going to go any higher than sixth because I think it's confusing. You're talking about galactic consciousness and planetary consciousness, and of course, or godlike consciousness, which is the 12th level, which is pretty high up there. Obviously, the 13th level will be where Mother and Father God are. So I'm not going to go there. So human beings can technically are fourth dimensional in a 3-dimensional realm. The fourth, which is time, is not really so understandable. But like I said, if you take a piece of motion picture film, okay, and you instead of running it through a projector, and you looking at the individual stills of the frame, which is 24 frames per second, that each frame of the film is going to show a snapshot of a 24th of a second of what's going on in front of you. If you're watching this video, you really think about it, this video is being shot at 25 frames per second in PAL. Okay, so 25 frames per second means that 1/25th of a second you see an action. Another 25th of a second you'll see another the action. So let's say, for example, if I'm like drawing a circle, 1/25th of a second you might see this all the way down to, it might actually be drawing a lot faster, it might be drawing about this fast, but we can look at the time in stop motion. That's exactly what time is. But time is not discrete elements, okay? In other words, it's not like on a quartz watch where you see the second hand go tick, 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 tick. It's more like smooth rotations, like on an electric clock. Okay, so that's how A creation of ideas actually, as I said, is a fifth dimensional idea. We actually start to realize that we can begin to conceptualize. That's the main word here, conceptualize. Because every single idea, every single pieces all start with, an idea. If you ever read any books by Piers Anthony, his Xanth series, there's a girl whose name is Princess Ida. Now, Princess Ida is her ability is the idea, huh? Well, read a book, you'll understand more about what Princess Ida is and what she can do. How anything that somebody sums up an idea or concept, it becomes an idea, which means it comes into existence to Ida because of her ability to allow people to transpose different dimensions of reality. Really very interesting book series, by the way. It is a whole series of books by Piers Anthony. Wonderful books. And also, we originally had. It's on the shelf right now. I'm not going to go take it out. Right. I mentioned about that those flyers or what dimensions of reality is. The whole point of what I'm trying to get at is the idea of reality, as I said, is subjective. There's no two people see the world the same way. Okay, let's just keep it on the mundane level right now. Okay, we'll leave the higher dimensions of beyond the fourth for another topic. Okay, if, like I said in my video, if I see the sky is brown and my leaves and my trees are blue, but everybody else around me says no, the sky is blue and the leaves are green, that means that because of my eyesight, that my knowledge of the world around me is incorrect. But then again, imagine for the blind perspective for a minute. This is a beautiful example because this is exactly what happens. A blind person who's blind from birth does not have any way of seeing color. They never know what color is. To them, it's abstract. Okay? And I said, oh, look, the sky is blue and the grass is green and the tree trunks are brown. They're going to go, they don't mean nothing to me. They're just, doesn't mean nothing to me. It's just words. I have no idea what that means in colors because I can't see colors. And that's exactly where a blind person's sense of reality, because one of the missing five senses, means that their whole world is around the other four. Okay? Feel, which is touch, taste, smell, and hearing. Now take Helen Keller out. She couldn't see and she couldn't hear. She was only lived on three senses. And Mrs. Sullivan had a double the time teaching Helen Keller how to interact with these three: touch, smell, and taste. So if Miss Sullivan was trying to show Helen water, she couldn't say in the manual alphabet, this is water, because it's abstract to Helen Keller. She didn't know what water was. All she knows is, but when Mrs. Sullivan put her hand under the pump as she was pumping the water, and Helen felt the water coming out of the pump head, she said, now I understand what I'm feeling is water. Well, what if it was vodka? Well, she probably would know. She probably would notice it feels a little different, or it smells a little different than water, right? So, because she was lacking the sense of hearing and the sense of sight, her whole reality was different. Now I got a cataract in my right eye. If I look at the world in my right eye, for example, all I see is a giant haze. I can't see everything clear. And in some ways, the world looks almost like it's bisected, almost like it's split. But I look through this eye, everything is sharper and clearer, and I can see good. See, the point is because of that right versus left eye thing, my brain has to create its own sense of reality
of what it sees. It takes the vision from the bad eye, my right eye, my vision from my good eye, which is my left eye, and then it combines the two pictures as best as it can process it into this world I see in it's not perfect, but it's pretty much the way it is. And for those of you who don't know, yes, I am an albino, and yes, I am legally blind. And guess what? I'm sorry to say that. Okay, a lot of you probably wonder why I do not always read off pages of paper on the printers or on screens, because of my eyesight makes it almost impossible. This is fairly normal point type size. This is not super shrunk down or minuscule or lottery ticket size. Okay, this is about 8 points, maybe 10 points. Okay, and the problem is I can't read that far away. If I was to read really this, I couldn't even tell you anything it says. That's because my locus of reality says, for me, I read this, I have to get right smack dab on top of the page. Whereas somebody with 20/20 vision who has good reading ability can probably go, oh, okay, I could read it like this. I can read it like this. But then I probably need that's probably because I have farsighted. But for me, I have to read it almost like this. That means that my world I see is going to be a little different than somebody else's world. But we all have agreed that there are some conventions that usually are applied, just like the rules of the road, which means, for example, like I said about the colors, but also how we behave.
You know,
For example, we know
I
if
think that
we're
one
in
of
a
the things about the
funeral home,
old
for example,
videos
and a
looking
memorial
at this
service, that we're not going to sit there and
is
bring in our big.
pause this for a second. What I noticed in the way the old videos were done is because they were videos, they were not live streams. You tend to sit down and listen to this message. And if it was a live stream, as we often see sometimes, we benefit from the fact that I'm here and as we're watching this video. I mean, the video, we have to explain everything. We hope we answer all the questions of the audience because we don't know what the questions are going to be. But let's say I was talking about locus reality right now, you probably would be asking me what it is. Basically, the way we see the world, depending on our senses, is going to be different. That's what it means by locus reality. Is that everything? That's what I was trying to say. The way you see reality is based on what you sense, or in this case, see, hear, feel, taste, smell. And so those five senses, like I said with Mrs. Sullivan, when she was working with Helen Keller, she had smell, taste, feel, would be touch. That's it. There's three senses. That's what she was saying. Because hearing and sight were not there. In person, like I said, who has no knowledge of sight or hearing is not going to have the same concept or understanding as of the word. If, like I said, if I said fan, and I know fan's kind of abstract, but if I was talking, that's just it. It's an abstract term itself. If I say, feel the fan, the breeze from the fan over there. Well, you're not talking about a fan like a person that adores your work. The fan, is over there is the man. He's the fan, is waving at you, okay, and making a breeze. That's different. But if you were blind and you didn't know anything about what the true meaning of fan was, you probably would be very confused. So what we see, what our senses do see, is what makes us work. And change the reality. And that's what the whole video is about. Because right now it's already 11. It's already 1:25, 1 hour 25 minutes in, and we're still covering video that goes on quite a ways. And so I want to go to another video because there's some things in this videos that really do interest me. Some of these early videos,
Ghetto Blaster,
were created back when we were still doing YouTube content directly into the and that changed later on when we were adding new content to the VLC and not necessarily copying some of the YouTube videos from our collection. In fact, what I could do is let's go to, what's this? Can I copy a whole bunch of files? I think so. Okay, but we don't need to. Just grab another one. Let's grab another one. She says, okay, let's go back. I didn't extract every single video, unfortunately enough. So there's, I got a lot of discs to go through. And unfortunately, I only pulled a few videos up out of the extracts. But I didn't plan to sit there and do a detailed summary of everything. So let's go to 15.1. Open that video. And that's one of the later videos. Now, these videos were done in this studio here before it became what it is now. Oh, I'm sure Dabs it didn't quite happen that way.
Come on in.
But you know what? You'd be surprised how much saying. Do you know where you're going to?
Hello, everybody.
Talking about a song.
I got Mercy next to me. He was laying where I got my fat ass, and he just, I had to move
Paying the
him
cat
a
used to
little
be in
bit,
these
so I had to sit
videos.
down. And let's see, we got some things to talk about. And I tried to do this a couple days ago, and it didn't come out the way I wanted it. So we decided to just
This is a critique of his song.
From scratch. On Friday morning, I mentioned briefly the theme from Mahogany, and I went through, because I do have the vinyl, but it didn't come with liner notes. So I had to go digging through a lyrical location to find them. And this is called the theme from Mahogany. I'm going to read you the whole set of lyrics, and then we're going to explain what is pertinent. And it says here, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. Where are you hoping for? Do you know? Once we were standing still in time, chasing the fantasies that filled our minds. You knew who I loved you, but my spirit was free, laughing at the question that you once asked of me. Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Now, looking back at all we planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we'll see how sad the answers to those questions can be? And last time the stanza says, do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Where are you going to? Do you know? Do you get what you're hoping for? When you look behind you, there's no open doors. Where are you hoping for? Do you know? Why did I bring that up, you ask? Because the metaphorical questions of this is actually very interesting to look back upon in your own life and see where you've been and where you're going. And I like to try to answer those questions. It says, do you know where you're going to? Do I know where I'm going to? Does anybody really know where they're going to? I know I'm going home on the other side when my chores are through. I'm going with Lomi, and that I can tell you is a bona fide truth. I've seen a lot of things in the past. I've seen a lot of things in my life that have been good, and some things that haven't been so much. But the future is honestly really kind of murky. I'm not a ability to search into the future and give you an answer to the future questions. I'd love to, but I'm not. As I said, I don't have the ability to see into the future. And then the next question is, do you like the things that life is showing you? That's a hard question. Do I like the things that life is showing me? I'd have to say that I've seen a lot of things in the good and the bad since this lifetime. I was born in 1968. I spent my first few years in the 70s and 80s. I was in high school. And in the 90s, I was in college. And I saw the world start to deteriorate more and more quickly. Social structures,
Very
family
valid when
structures,
you add into
everything
back.
was
This was
just
back 2000 and
quickly going into a sense of disrepair and decay. So, do I like the things that life is showing me? The answer is no.
15, 16, yeah.
In the large part. Do I like what life is showing me as I get older, as far as how my body is reacting to age? I mean, this is the first lifetime I've ever lived beyond my 30s. Actually, I usually died within the 20s. So right now, I'm about 27 years older than I've ever been. And I'm experiencing the same thing everybody else does. As I mentioned about the society, it also applies to my body. As it decays and starts to fall apart, and it doesn't always work right. And I feel kind of, frustrated that I can't change how things are going for me, because the resources that I would need to make them change are not available to me. People talk about lifestyle lifts and tummy tucks, and yeah, I could really use a tummy tuck, big time. I kind of wish I could have gotten one. I'm not skinny. I'm kind of stocky.
It's still kind of true to this day.
In a good way. I mean, I'm a lot of muscles.
Yeah,
in
it's
me,
still
but
true.
I'm still kind of falling a flap, despite my desires to be like another singer sung there. Those were the days. I actually printed her words too, but I don't have the same printer right now. I just have this one because I wanted to text this one first because I felt I could answer it, and I didn't want to try it. Last question is: did you get what you're hoping for? Now I can't say yes and I can't say no. Did I get what I was hoping for? What was I hoping for? I was hoping to settle down, have a family. I mean, this is what I wanted to do in my life. I wanted to be a mom. I wanted to have a family. I wanted to raise children. I wanted to be something successful in my life. Instead of being a legally blind, handicapped individual who happens the only thing that they reach out to the public is through a YouTube channel. Nothing wrong with YouTube. It's a great resource, but it's not the same thing as saying is this my lifelong dream? Well, a lifelong dream besides having a family was to run a radio station, a fully licensed AM radio station. That was my dream. But the Federal Communications Commission makes the application so hard to apply to get a radio station that it's not attainable to a person who's handicapped who has no job. And since I'll never be the kind of person
that most of the viewers
have
walked
a dream come
away.
true,
It's
Yeah, well,
kind
that's
of
okay.
a sad waste of reality that if that's not to be. So I have to accept that, I'm lucky enough that I got on the YouTube and I'm presenting my videos and things. So yeah, I think I can say it's a mixed feeling to that question. I don't feel like I really got what I was hoping for. And last one, which is part of that question, when you look behind you, there's no open doors. There's no open doors anywhere in your life. Once you pass through those doors, the doors close and you can't turn away and go back.
Yeah, let me pause up for a second. I just said, well, there's no open doors. First of all, sometimes um, the doors may be closed. Sometimes, maybe we're using the concept that there's no open doors, meaning that the ones that you're passing by are not open to you. They're not unlocked. But what about the doors that are closed but are not locked? I mean, we have a key to the door. But some people just don't bother to put the key in the lock. That's the question. I mean, I wonder if that's what I was trying to get at with that word, that song. I thought it was funny earlier when he said, "You just get what you're hoping for." And the answer is no. But I thought that was kind of interesting way. Me and Lumi and the present and the past must not laughing at the same time when they said no. Yeah. So, I mean, I'm sorry that a lot of people took off. There's still more to this video. I'll just play a little more of it.
I love this clause. I'm gonna read it. It says, "Now looking back at all we have planned, we let so many dreams just slip through our hands. Why must we wait so long before we see how the answers to those questions can be?" Yeah, they say, I like to say that foresight is 2400, hindsight is 2020. You can't really change things as we see ahead. We only see a little murky haze, kind of like my cataract to my right eye does. And so sometimes you have to just basically grope in the dark or in the haze without your glasses and try to plan for the best we can. But then when you look back at all the things you've done in your life, good and bad, then you go, oh, well, gee, why did I do that? And I see why I could have done it, but I don't know why I did it. Very, very interesting song. I really think Diana Ross did a wonderful performance in this movie and on the song as well from Mahogany. Great song. If you ever watch the movie, it's she's talking about, and part of this about her boyfriend, the fact that they kind of broke up for her to go into her dream of becoming a fashion designer in Milan, in Italy. But even so, it was still very interesting piece of story. Because of the RIAA policies in YouTube, I can't, which kind of sucks, because if I played for some of you who have never heard it, it would be an interesting for you to hear it and to experience it for the first time. And then for those of us who were around when that song came out and that story came out, we go probably going to reminiscing about our own pasts. Most people don't realize is besides doing videos on YouTube, I'm also very much into music, and I've always been that way. So yeah, if you ever listen to a piece of music that kind of just resonates with your heart, and you keep wondering why that is, and especially if there's metaphorical questions in the video or in the song like there is in this one, and you want to try to answer those questions, maybe you can help answer why you feel the way you do with that piece of music. Um, I still love the accompaniment on it. I still love the way it's performed. I still like the way it's done, and it's a wonderful piece. Just like I love the one by Mary Hopkins, Those Were the Days. I love the way she did that piece. And likewise, last but not least, I like the song by Helen Reddy called Delta Dawn. I had a chance to take a look at the lyrics today as well, and I kind of didn't print those, but I thought they were quite interesting. Now, I don't know what the future holds. As I said, my future is, for me, to see the future is like me trying to grab around in the dark. Okay? I can't tell you the future other than what I'm coming up for plans. So that's all I can tell you.
Hello. Michelle wanted me to do the end of the video with her. Everybody knows my name is Dory, and I just want to say hi to everybody.
This is similar Dory in the past.
I miss you all. I miss doing videos, but I don't know. Lately, I've been pretty bummed out myself. So I just want everybody to know that I am doing a little better. I've been pretty bummed out, but I'm doing a lot better. Here's Michelle.
Hi. As you know, I showed you that video I did a little bit earlier today about answering some of the metaphorical questions in this song, which is from the theme for Mahogany.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to know what you thought about what I said about the questions I asked about the song. What you thought from what you heard in the video.
Well, I like the song. I mean, like the lyrics seem pretty well written.
It's not too many videos of the
I
Dory.
asked you the same questions that
Okay.
I asked.
All right.
Do you know where you're going to?
I'm hoping I'm going to paradise. I hope because today in church they were talking about that there is a hell and that people do go to hell.
And you do know some of those people choose to go
Now,
to
I
hell.
think
Right,
that
that's
in a
what they
way,
said.
Dory
Some of
kind
those
of
people,
got
like Michelle said, choose
confused.
to go to hell. And me,
And because what Diana was just talking about was in your life, not necessarily your future life is going to be. I think that's where Dory got mixed up that episode. But then again, her answers they're interesting the way she sees it differently than I see them.
I don't want to go to hell because and I don't want to go to hell. I want to go to paradise because I want to be able to see my mother, my father, and my whole family again. And I really want to go to paradise.
In fact, that
Not necessarily,
the thing about
not
the
necessarily
hell,
down
human
human.
choice is the key piece.
Not
Your average
necessarily.
person who believes in being good and living a just and pious life, even if they screw up, is not going to go to hell. It's the ones that choose to go to hell, who truly do not want to be with Christ and his angels. That's different than a lot of the evangelicals I'm teaching. So
No.
it's true that Jesus knows that we are not perfect. And yet, by going through the act of reconciliation in the Catholic Church, for an example, and we ask for absolution for our sins, and by speaking our sins out loud in the confessional, it takes a lot more guts than quietly saying behind the scenes, sorry, 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 because it means that you really truly are making a commitment to change your life. So, okay, next question is, do you like the things that life is showing you?
Well, there's two ways you can look at that question. One is, let's see, right now, I'm having a hard time dealing with some things, and I don't like the way it's going. And the next is because I I want a lot more than what I'm giving myself right now. So I'm hoping maybe someday I can give myself a lot more than I should. Because right now there's part of my life that is empty. So
Mhm.
They can take about my knee.
Unless
Oh no,
one
I
here
didn't get a chance to.
is-
But if you can catch us up with the show, she will know about the knee.
So then
And I
the
think
same
she
thing this morning,
kind of
really.
does know.
Did you get what you're hoping for when you look behind
Megan
you?
Fox,
There
I
was
don't
an
know
open
if you
door. So
know
obviously it's
the
second
front,
person
but I
speaking.
do have a knee injury in my left
Do
leg
you
now.
get what you're hoping
And that's
for?
what I was talking
did I
about.
get what I'm hoping for?
Yeah.
Not yet. I haven't reached that point in my
So
life yet. I'm hoping soon I reach that point in my life that I get what I'm hoping for and I can get what I want and where I want to be.
Okay. Now, based on watching my video clip earlier in my
now you
answer
can see
to
that my hair was a
question,
little shorter.
you noticed I couldn't help but bust out laughing at that question.
Kind of.
And I bet you probably wondered why. But she was doing the same thing in the bedroom watching the video clip too. So maybe we have to ask a question why you probably thought that was funny because I was giving a good belly laugh at that one.
It just caught me funny the way you answered it. It was really cool.
I mean, I think the reason I kind of because when you're a kid, okay, and this applies to anybody, you have a goal in your life, what you want to do when you're a certain age, and then you get to be at a certain age, and it's like, oops, that didn't go too well, or yay, it went perfect. I think it's more like the second one is the more likely to cause or the situation, or it doesn't quite work out the way you expected it to. I think that's why I was kind of. You heard me laughing like a maniac there. It was because it seems like we always kind of try to focus on doing something with our lives, and then our lives don't work out the way we expected them to. For example, okay, let's talk about when you were younger. Let's say high school, because at least high school you kind of got an idea what you're aiming for future. What did you want to be doing after high school?
I wanted to be a hairdresser,
Okay.
but I never thought that I had what it took to be a hairdresser. I never believed in myself that I can go ahead and do it. And then I wanted to be. When I got out of high school, I tried a CNA 3 times, and the fourth time I made it. And because I made it because of my mother, I felt my mother's spirit with me.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
I always wanted to be a hairdresser, but I never gave myself enough credit to go out and do it.
well, that's may not be too hard to go ahead and try to do it now.
I don't want to be a hairdresser now. There's too many out there.
Well, I wanted.
What did you want to be, Michelle?
I wanted to be a housewife, actually.
Lumi, what about you?
I don't know. I never really thought about it. I was so focused on just trying to survive in Campy, and then of course living on my own and studying to be the snow queen.
It's kind of interesting though, when you think about you want to be a housewife, which was
really
interesting.
Think much more about what I was doing than my studies and sorcery.
Again, things change.
And
Things change.
washing a lot of dirty dishes and plates at the tavern I worked in. Yeah, I've done that job. Yes, I know you have. So, and like I said, this is a really good song. I will play the song for Dory later on today after we're done here because I can't play the video the song on YouTube.
Why? Oh, because of the
copyright thing. I got the song and it's on the file over there in the pile. Now, you got any other questions for me? And let me.
No, really can't think of anything right at the moment.
Well, you asked this one earlier, which
Oh, I asked him
Well, let me
earlier.
ask some of these
It was
questions to you guys
kind of a
really
personal
quickly
question.
here, since obviously,
Um,
do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Um, well, I can tell you that looking back at it now, um, things I experienced in the past, do have an impact on the future and the present. So that's where, do you like the things that life is showing you? Do you know where you're going to? Okay. Did you get what you're hoping for? It was the fourth question we never actually asked. Did I get what I was hoping for? You didn't answer at the time. Yeah. But I think our expectations change over the time, though. They do. They do, right? They change. It's like, let's just say Dory said she wanted to be a hairdresser. Later on, she ended up becoming trained as a CNA. And maybe she wasn't meant to be a hairdresser. Who knows? I don't know. Good question. But I mean, doesn't mean that you can't get ahead. You know, tonight's show was a bit different, and so unfortunately, because it is late, and I really feel bad that we did go through all this video, and we didn't actually talk, and we were kind of all excited getting a chat. We were talking to each other, saying hello, let's rub shoulders, let's. But obviously, we tend to. Oh, I don't know. Just didn't think of that stuff, right? Yeah. So, and then of course, a lot of you guys watched the show. Some of you guys came, checked it out. Some of you will probably watch it later on, and some of you might just not bother to watch it out. I'm gonna turn it on for a second, so at least you can say goodbye. Hold on a minute. Go ahead, Ed.
I'm still on here if you want, Michelle. I'm just listening anyways.
Yeah, I know. I'm just getting ready to wrap it up. It's almost time. You want to say anything before we go? I mean, because we got a few minutes. You got about 6 minutes. 6.
No, not really. Except today I started getting my train layout. I disassembled the train layout because I realized it's going to be done anyways. It's inevitable because I'm not going to be staying here. Who knows? I mean, I know it's not going to be. It's not going to be ongoing. That's for sure. I'm just not sure because not right now exactly where I'm going, but I'm definitely not going to be staying here much longer. I can't live with roaches like that. It's just, and I'm gonna ruin my stuff.
Let
So
me ask you a question.
I got all my stuff and sealed it all up. Thankfully, there's no bugs at all in it at all, and I'm storing it now until time to move, and I'm trying to get some big tubs to kind of consolidate everything this way I can, depending on where, when, and where I'm going also. Yeah, but I worked at least getting the train layout taken apart and put in boxes nicely, so that's all done.
Now, listening to me and Lumi and Dory talking about the words from Mahogany, let me ask you a question. Do you know where you're going to? That's the first question.
Well, I think that I really can't be sure for one reason. I know it's going to sound strange, but I really can't be sure because I grew up a Christian. I grew up believing God and teachings and everything. But it's really sad to say that once, you get into it, really learn about it and study on it, there's so many different teachings of it. So many stuff was changed by man. We don't know who changed what, who didn't, where the actual original word, did they change it over the centuries? Did they not or do? Bosses of these big churches, we don't know. But I definitely believe there's God. Definitely, God is a supernatural, intelligent being that created it. I believe in my mind that he created man. He does say anyway, he created man in his own image. Um, you know, so definitely do believe in God. And as far as me going to heaven or hell, I don't know. I mean, that's what I started to say is it. As far as the teachings to go by, in one way you're supposed to be perfect. Another way it says, you can't be perfect. So it says kind of both the same thing if you really study it, because it says, whoever believeth in me, meaning Jesus, shall have eternal life.
Right.
And that means that when you were forgiven of your sins because you were born imperfect anyways, according to the teachings, and it's true if you read it. So we were forgiven for that. And so we were forgiven by Christ. So that means none of us should be born. Who wouldn't be, put it that way, burning in hell, put it that way, and not in heaven. I mean, God, I'm sure God and Jesus don't consider everybody good. But again, maybe they do. It says in the teachings, like, they didn't see any wrong. Jesus saw no wrong in anybody, or he didn't reflect negatively on it.
Okay.
From the teachings in history. He didn't
Alright,
try to make battles out of it,
couple more
wars and
questions for you, Ed.
fights, whatever.
All right.
But
Do you like what life is showing you? Do you like what life is showing you? It's more about yourself. All the things you have done, past.
well, in a way, I think, and again, if you want to go back to why, it's kind of really curious question in a lot of people's minds if I actually ever made a book about this, because here I was bought into a adopted, I believe myself. I don't know any proof, but within the family, adopted. I never knew my real parents. Never knew actually to this day who they were or are.
All right, we got somebody coming on the panel. It's Paul. Hold on a minute. Let me get Paul on here. But that's the way it makes sense. We kind of talked a little bit longer than we would normally talk. So let's get this Paul on here. Good evening. How you doing?
Good evening, Ed and Michelle. Good evening to you guys.
How you doing?
It was a little different tonight because we kind of reacted to videos that we did long ago. Ed's here. You want to say to Ed?
Yeah, it's good to hear from Ed. Ed, how you doing? Been a bit since
a little bit better. I started packing my stuff today, getting that train layout put away, because I knew it's inevitable. It's got to come down anyway, because I'm not going to be staying here. Definitely not going to be staying here in the long term. So,
Oh, okay.
It had to come down, so it came down today.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, that's good, I guess. Maybe get some of the windows open in the apartment, get some fresh air going through there. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually already had that one. The left-hand one's the only one works in the living room, but we had that open already.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's good to remember.
And there's a broken one in the bedroom Michelle won't use because it's broken, and the other window, she opens that up when it gets really stuffy in here.
Gotcha. John Heyman saying here, Michelle.
John Heyman said, I heard Denise was down in Yonkers tonight.
Down in Yonkers.
I don't know anything about about Denise being
Hazy
Yonkers.
Train.
Oh, Hazy Train. Said, are you still
Letting
letting
Michelle.
Michelle sell? He's not. I'm not selling his trains.
That's all I'm trying. Did we get another ding dong, Michelle? Someone trying to come on the Google Meets? Or maybe not.
I didn't have I know I didn't have a dong, but I just checked and there's no one there waiting to come on.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
So yeah, I took down the trains today. That's good. That's good. Yeah, that's good. What else did you guys get into today?
And one thing it does that show is it shows Ed how much stuff he has, gives him an idea how much room he needs to store the things that he has.
Yeah.
And then maybe if he needs to, he could either have someone come hire, borrow a truck and rent the truck out and just bring it down there, or at least he'll have a better idea how he's going to ship the stuff by the postal service or by UPS or FedEx to the new location.
I heard they got flooded in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. This past week they had over 2 feet of rain within like 2 hours. It happens every once in 1,000 years. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that where you're headed, Ed? To Fort Lauderdale?
No, I thought about going back to Florida though, for sure. I liked Florida too, so that's an option. I've still got open. Still talk to my friends down there all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, I didn't know if you had any thoughts of anywhere in particular, or no, you said you were packing up some of your stuff. I didn't know if you plan or you just maybe
no, but I realized the train table didn't need to be there. It was kind of in the way. Well, I'm leaving it as a table, just a blank table to use for different stuff for now, anyways.
Yeah,
but
a little coffee table or something. Sure.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
The other stuff I'm thinking about, now I need to see what size tote containers. I'm gonna have to get a bunch of those. That'd be the easiest way to pack them up when you're ready to actually move them,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah. But now at least I had to take. I was no way I was going to travel with that board anyway. I made it in pieces, but you're not going to travel with the whole thing put together. It's got brackets on it. It's in pieces, the table. But you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
Right. For sure. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, okay. So the last question is, did you get what you're hoping for? Did you? I guess probably gets the same question too. Did you get what you're hoping for in life?
Ever? That's an interesting one for sure because it's it's an general question because actually I never really had from early getting out of high school, just barely graduating high school. I never really had I had I don't want to get into it right now, but I had a personal sickly stepmother at the time. That was helped bring me up, my adopted stepmother, and so a lot of my time was taken with her, taking care of her, taking her places. In the meantime, the so-called family was putting me down. I won't get into that, but it was so bad. It was just really a lot of my history was I was abused muchly by the so-called family.
Right, let's keep it short because people are gonna probably want to go to bed soon. So, would you say basically is you did not get quite what you were hoping for?
I never really knew what to hope for. I was trying to say because of my stepmother. By the time she died in 1984, I was already 26 years old, or 24. I was getting up there. I was no longer a really young man. And so I never had any chance to think about even what I wanted, like most people, to do in life. Going into high school, I didn't have really. I worked on small engine mechanic. I tried for a while. That was the one thing I shot for. And I had a business going for a while when I was younger, but it didn't work out. But that was about it. I had no other ideas or things that I wanted to do because my mind was preoccupied with taking care of my stepmother for 7 years. So,
What about you, Paul?
Michelle, I wouldn't say I've gotten everything I wanted in life. I've gotten definitely some things, goals accomplished. I'm, I guess grateful for what I have. I mean, situations always could be worse. I can't say I've gotten everything out of life, but yeah, I've definitely gotten some things I've wanted, accomplished some things that I wanted to do. So, I mean, yeah, I was, not, I didn't have a, rough childhood or anything. So yeah, it was not too bad.
John Heyman said I was a diesel mechanic for a short time in Roy, New Mexico.
Roy, New Mexico, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty cool. How about you, Michelle? For the question for you.
Dude, I get what I was hoping for.
Did you get some of the things you were hoping for in life? Or
I got some of the stuff. I achieved some of my goals. If you go by goals, I would say those are the things you were hoping for to come true. I'd say, yeah, some of them, but not everything. For example, I'm pretty much got a YouTube channel that's been a little more successful. Originally wanted to be a radio station, on the AM radio dial. It ended up becoming a YouTube channel instead. So in some ways I did get what I was hoping for, but what I hoped was getting for was just slightly changed in format. So I'm sorry if that sounds confusing. But I'm looking forward to, I still got a few years left. So anyway, as you probably see on the picture, you see me in the lower screen, you'll probably notice I did not physically look like I aged much at all. And that was recorded early on when I pretty much started out my YouTube channel. I was near the end of the season of Welcome to My World. We had planned to do a new season, and we never did get back to it. So I have to say, did I get what I was hoping for? Let's just say the jury's still out on a lot of this stuff, but and the things I have achieved, wasn't exactly what I wanted. Now, I laughed at first, and I said no, and then me and Lumi in the past, and me and Lumi were all kind of laughing in unison. It was like, it was kind of such a simple answer to kind of such a complicated question. I said, no. That's what I said then. Today, I would have to go into more detail. Unfortunately, I think some of my audience felt that maybe tonight's video wasn't what they were hoping for. But, sometimes we have to try new ideas. And, if you don't try opportunities,
Michelle, earlier in your show, you were saying that Skynet came by today and dropped by and gave you a visit.
Yes, he did.
Really cool.
He came over today with Wiggy. He came over.
How cool is that?
We went to the dispensary in Great Barrington.
Yeah.
And she saw that they had a very interesting throne and a sword. And the sword was a big, giant plastic sword.
Nice.
But I can assure you, that thing still had heft to it. I picked it up. It was designed to weigh close to the real deal. I picked it up.
Did you get some weed? Did you get some weed at the dispensary, Michelle?
Yes, I did.
Nice. What'd you pick up?
Yeah, I smoked a roll. I got a pre-made joint rolled up.
Yeah. How was that? Did you like it?
Yeah. That was okay.
Nice.
And it didn't really make me high. It didn't make me low.
You probably didn't inhale. Did you inhale it? Hold it in?
No, I didn't inhale. Plus, I ate edibles too. So.
Piece of chocolate you gave me was strong, boy.
Nice. Ed's
Wow,
got some
I'm
teeth. All right,
serious.
Ed. Yeah.
That was strong.
You only had a
Nice.
piece, Ed.
Yeah, that was
Nice.
strong.
Yeah, that's good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it, taking the benefits of it. Yeah, that's great.
Mm.
It make you feel good, Ed? To help your legs and to make
Yeah,
your
yeah,
body feel better?
yeah. It takes makes your body like numb, kind of like just doesn't
Yeah,
feel. Yeah,
that's good. Excellent. Glad it helped you.
Yeah.
That's cool. It was really nice of them to come by. That's what a nice
Brian
treat.
K, how you doing?
What a nice
Yeah.
surprise. What a nice surprise. Yeah, Brian K is here. Nice. Yes, I agree. No, Dory's not that bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's good. What did you guys have for dinner tonight? What did you guys make for dinner tonight?
Me, Wiggy, Skynet had at ABC Pizza Fresh.
Oh, nice.
Three
It's
meat lovers pizza and garlic bread.
yeah.
Oh, okay, good.
And then we brought a quarter of pizza home for Ed to munch on.
Nice, nice.
And then we, unfortunately, there's only one piece of garlic bread left. Sorry. It was a nice day. We had a good chance to meet Skynet in person.
Yeah, how was it? How was the interaction?
He's a nice
positive.
guy. He's a nice guy.
It was
Yeah.
positive.
Yeah, definitely.
He liked
it's
he liked the
awesome.
computer setup I got. He thought it was pretty impressive. Yeah.
I'm glad you guys had glad you guys got to visit.
Yeah.
And
Like I
have
told
a
him
little
tonight, I really didn't, I never, in my honest to God, the truth now, I never got to know anybody at all that I ever knew from the internet.
Oh, okay.
Ever. So this is new to me. So
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not
a
used
good-
to meeting people unless I meet them there with, like you're interacting.
right.
Yeah, that
You're
way, yeah.
meeting your adoring fans. Well, they also are the adoring supporters emotionally, and also help monitor the channel. So
Yeah, everyone's not a bad guy on the internet, Ed.
No.
There's some good people out there for sure.
Yeah, the problem is sometimes you don't even know who you're talking to. Some of these people try to, imposter other people's and stuff too, Well, you know
That's
that, right?
true.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
yeah.
definitely. Well, that's good. Again, I'm glad you guys got to visit with Skynet and Wiggy. What a nice treat. What a nice surprise that was. And yeah, that sounds great.
So what do you think of Wiggy, Ed?
What's that, Michelle?
I just asked Ed, what did he think of Wiggy?
Oh, yeah, there you go.
Wiggy, she's nice. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does Wiggy have some big titties?
I don't know. I didn't really look. I think I got bigger ones than probably a lot of people do. Well, you're also 55 years old and a big savvy chin. Yeah. And Dory's is even bigger than mine. Yeah. So that's really cool that you're meeting your adoring fans. Yeah. So Brian K, when are you going to come over to the USA in peace and meet up with us?
Yeah, Brian, that's a great question. Great question, Michelle.
Yeah, it'll still be interesting.
Hey, Michelle, why don't we try to get Donald Trump over here? We both like him.
Well, theoretically,
There you go.
I think right now, I don't think he's going to be rushing out over here because, he's got enough going on with the Attorney General Bragg over there. Let's just say that.
Yeah, I think they're just going to drop that
I
whole
think
case
so.
is
I think
stupid anyways.
I think he's just going to basically say, "Yeah, you know what? This is ridiculous."
That just goes how to show that these people are so corrupt. They shouldn't even made a case. They're just wasting the public's tax-paying money on that stupid for nothing, which they shouldn't have been any charged in the first place.
Because it's personal business stealing had nothing to do with campaign money.
No.
Yeah.
God knows who we're gonna have next year running. There's talk that Pence.
No election talk.
Oh, okay.
You can't talk about elections. Except this.
Oh, sure you can, Michelle. Come on.
Well, no, YouTube's own new terms of service that you can't discuss presidential elections.
Okay, well, I guess I can't say
Oh,
no. I'll
okay.
just drop that subject.
I'll just say this much.
Yeah.
Whoever it is, I hope they do a better job than this creepazoid that's in office now. Well,
It can't be much worse, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, changing the subject. Did you guys hear about they actually created now real life? They managed to do it. Real life dinosaurs.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they're two living dinosaurs that that were just born recently. That's what it said on the report I read on the YouTube.
Read it.
What are they gonna do with the dinosaurs? Why would they even make the dinosaurs?
I don't know. That don't make no sense to me either. Michelle, you heard that? I think was it you that told me that, or I don't know
Patty
who
told
did it.
you that, and me that.
Yeah. Okay.
But sometimes Patty has a habit of misunderstanding something too.
Okay. Yeah, that's where I heard it from. Patty said that. Yeah.
So tonight's show was different, Paul. As you heard, we played some segments of the past videos, and I wonder what you thought of them. How they compare to now?
Seems like the music that we were listening to tonight, we all liked. It was good and was working out good for the karaoke and everything we were doing. It was enjoyable. That was enjoyable too, and in a way, it's kind of sad, but I guess it was inevitable. Is that not anything to do exactly with this? It's a subject. It's a lot of these bands. All these guys are getting up in age now. Like Stones just announced they had to cancel their tour for this year, so it don't look like they're touring. So I think it's like the era of these bands from the 60s, that period, 60s, 70s, was one of the greatest times ever in bands making names for themselves and coming out ever. It's after this, I believe after the 70s, the 80s it started going down toward the mid 80s and it just kept going downward. And but
Yeah.
I mean, you guys agree? I think it has really.
What the way we used to do videos versus the way we do videos now is what I meant. Was what do you think about the way we did videos back then versus now?
What do you mean? They look. They.
I didn't even mention you at all in the videos.
I know, but the way you made them, you talk about, or what?
Yes, the way I made them.
I don't see too much difference.
Well, I think that videos tend to be Michelle's more. Mainly, we do a video focusing on a certain topic, and
I'll be back, guys. Be back.
Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, so I mean the way Michelle does videos, like I said, it was very topic oriented. So I think they were very clearly focused on what she was trying to say. With the live shows, it's not so much because they diverge. They go all kinds of crazy angles. So I think there's a big difference between what she does on YouTube then versus how she does videos on YouTube now.
I don't know, but way back years ago, Willimantic, they didn't even have YouTube yet, did they?
No, actually it came around 2004.
Yeah. That's what I thought, because I only
Yeah.
remember just the basic internet. And actually, I don't even remember that because I didn't get involved with a computer until you were in Torrington.
Right.
Yeah, I remember the exact
Social media
night.
was just starting to show up. How you doing, Savannah? Did you catch the earlier part of the show when we were showing some videos of the past from our cable access channel? I was showing some of the videos, and we didn't get a lot of people on tonight. We had a couple, but maybe 70 people, but they really didn't stay. Megan Fox came by. I said hi to Megan Fox. Skynet was here. Mojo was here. Mojo, Joe was here. So there were a few of the regulars here. Did you really sleep with not on the same bed? No. He had his own bed. I had a bed. I had my own bed. He had his bed. He slept. There was 2 beds in the room, 2 doubles. So it seemed like the double seemed bigger than my bed, which is also a double. Yours is a full. Oh, right. My double is like 2 twins put together. Okay. Still, I see that. So no, we didn't sleep in the same bed. Didn't sleep in the same bed whatsoever, actually. It's already 11:23. I know. Oh, so we're gonna try to end this by midnight. Try. So, well, you talk briefly about me, Wiggy, and you did with Skynet today.
That was a lot of fun. We did a little karaoke, some music at the same time on YouTube and today, and it was nice conversation, nice meeting. Everything went nice. Yep.
And me, Skynet, and Wiggy went to Great Barrington's dispensary, and that was a nice drive. And it was really busy there, but it seemed that they had a very interesting setup there, and it was actually very nice to go to. Unlike the dispensary in Connecticut, which is like this clinical place. All right, you check in here. Is that what you want on the box on the computer? Ping, 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 and then we'll pay for it, and then we'll go get it for you. So in Connecticut, it was like really business-like, and there was no atmosphere because they had like for like a simulated throne and sword and crown, and you could do with the crown and the sword and sit in the throne chair, which is kind of cool. It really was cool. I did watch some while I was washing my dishes. And what did you think, Savannah, of the videos, of the older ones versus the way we do them now? Live streams and, of course, videos. You've seen the modern videos. And I wanted to know what you thought of them, how they differ, how the videos have changed over the years. You should put that phone pic. Yeah, maybe I will. Yeah, maybe I will. This really was cute. And the other thing is that I met a very interesting guy there, an employee. See, the employee this guy was kind of interesting. He kind of looked like somebody from the 1970s, maybe a little bit younger than that. But I mean, he looked like long-haired, hippie kind of persona, and long hair, straight hair, very friendly, very nice to me. And I could just almost sense that he's not just an employee; he's also a customer. Yeah, that was cute. Yeah, that's true. I think he was. And then he gave us some little knickknacks and a few other things.
Was that dispensary near the fairgrounds, Michelle?
I was in Great Barrington. That's all I know.
Okay, but did you see the fairgrounds when you went?
I
Did you
didn't
go to?
say near the fair. It could be.
It was on Main Street, the fairgrounds. When you had it, if
Yeah.
you were on Main Street, you were gonna pass that anyway.
It looks like it'd be on Main Street.
Yeah.
So they gave us some nice little souvenirs when you buy something. Include a bud grinder. This is a bud grinder. You know, it's like a pepper grinder. You put the buds in, and then you just grind them up with dried buds, flowers. That's one of the little knickknacks they gave us. And it's kind of cool. You know? And so it was just a fun time. Show your glasses. Well, my purse is on the other side. I do have to get some new glasses soon because they're getting kind of old. They're not scratched up or anything, but they're starting to show their age. So these are my glasses here. These are the ones I use when I'm walking around town or doing things like that. So this.
Anybody for wacky tobacco? Me too.
So, what's that?
I said, anybody for wacky tobacco? Me too.
Most people use Mary Jane in Connecticut. Oh, the light up ones. Oh, yes. Okay, I have those. Let me get those out here. It's in the store here. These go on. Okay, these change colors. I think these change colors. Or is it just hold the buttons down there? Alright. So, let's take my glasses off here. Okay, you may not be able to see it. Well, ow, why don't you turn the light? Why don't you turn the light off? Oh, man. I can see him now better. So, let's turn this light off for a second. Okay, the switch is behind my headphones format. Let's set this special effects here. See, this is fades in and out, but fades very fast. I guess that's the only one they have. I don't know. Gonna see how because of the chroma green screen, it might not look totally right, but that's the class for you.
Oh boy.
So. And then turn the light back on here. So that was kind of surprised by the computer.
You know, it's only 40 degrees in here, Michelle.
What is it?
40 degrees according to your thermostat.
All right.
Yeah, it's cold in here.
Well, you're gonna be throwing some kilowatts on the fire, right? Yeah, turn the electric heater on in here. Just bring it in here. Yeah, you still want the heater in there. Yeah, well, it is getting a little nippy, so I probably just bring the little electric heater in here, let him use it over there where he's sitting right now.
No, actually, yeah, by law they have the right to turn the heat off, so the heat's off, I guess, for the year in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So any kind of heat they're gonna have, well, I should have had it. It was last year was good. I don't know why I didn't get a secondary, like, just to have on hand. Like they don't go for that much money anyway.
Yeah.
Like the little radiator Those are the best ones because they don't cost as much to run as the other kind. Though for the oil, they're oil filled.
I don't know about that.
they're-
I've heard
they're-
some say they do, some say they don't. So it's
I guess it's because they don't have a fan on them, like the fan forced heaters, the fan motor. Maybe that's what they mean. But
well, it helps move the heat faster around the room.
yeah, it's a radiator, sealed fluid radiator. That's electric heater.
Yes,
Yeah, they had them right. Yeah,
We only get free gas heat during heating season, but we get free hot water year round. So that's the way that works. So what we'll do is I'll just go get the heater and give it to Ed so he can get some heat on in here if he wants, because that way you don't have to worry about me having to go running looking for the heater. They'll have the heater available at home. So let's see, Michelle, it's almost time to go. It's almost time to go. It definitely is past time to go.
it is now 25 minutes to midnight
Yeah.
Eastern time.
So Skynet, now what did you think of the videos? Because I know Savannah was watching some of the older videos, like everybody else was. Did you get a chance to watch some of the videos? What did you think of them? And is there anything, Savannah, about the videos particularly that you found interesting? Good question. Was there things in the videos that you found interesting? What do you think about doing camping trips sometime? That's not a problem. We talked about that. We got a cot sitting out in the storage bin. Maybe we have a tent too. I don't know. We'll have to see if we have a tent. We always go up to. We always can go up to either White Memorial or we can go up to American Legion. White Memorial is the one that has the lake. American Legion doesn't have any water nearby. Yeah. Well, that was because back then things were different than now. I couldn't much closer because of spotty service, but I liked your said that they were more preachy. Someone was in here looking for you earlier today, says John Heyman. Oh. All I know is that things changed a lot since even the very first videos on YouTube we did with. Technically, these videos are still out there on this channel. And so when you look in the archives and catacombs and the early vlogs or live streams, you'll find a lot of them. There's a lot of gems in the database. You just gotta. Most of them are still there. If we get a chance, take a look at them. And for now, I want to thank you guys, Skynet Wiki. Sorry about that. Maybe Skynet Wiki. We can get together again. And we'll see what we can do. You know, because I think it was a fun trip going to Great Barrington today. And seeing what was going on and how Massachusetts was doing it so differently than Connecticut. Connecticut was doing it, like I said, almost like a machinery process, you know. I mean, all they need to do is just get it. So they basically card yourself in. You go over to the vending machine. You pop in your quarters or your dollars or your 5 or your 10s or your 20s. tell them what you want, and the machine spits out the product, and you walk out the door. That's why the dispensaries in Connecticut seem to be. Whereas here, they wanted it to be more than that. And I thought that was absolutely interesting. And I certainly do want to come back again because I thought it was fun. And as far as camping, I would say go to White Memorial. Let's get his bathing suit first. Let's go to White Memorial, go swimming, and check things out. I guess before we go, let me just see what the weather is today. Right now it's 5 degrees Celsius outside, Ed. Wednesday, that's tomorrow, will be a high of 11, mostly cloudy. Thursday, it is going to be mostly cloudy, a high of 17. Friday, it's going to be warm, and sunny at 24. Saturday, I'm supposed to be going to Noodle's house. It'll be a high of 21. So it's going to be an interesting weekend for me. And I see I got a comment already. It says, all right, okay, I think this is when I was, okay, wait a minute. Says, Michelle, that was a very short live stream, but I'm glad you're still working out. Yes, I'm still working out, Craig. I think he's talking about the one that was this morning. I think he was talking about the mistake that ended up becoming a live stream. Oh, right. A second. Good morning. Very short, 27-second piece, I believe. I got a new wave tomorrow for the left arm, right arm. Let's say that. Unfortunately, I don't know how many kilos this is. This is orange. Yeah. 7-pound one. It's about 3 kilos, I think. A little more than 3 kilos. Yeah. So, pretty interesting. Well, guys, we had a great night. For those of you that came late, I'm sorry you missed a lot. But we're going to have questions and answers. We were going to have done that, but everybody kind of left. And then, so we figured, well, let's play some more of the video. And so people get a chance to hear what they otherwise would have missed. And so that's what we did. So, either way, I got to go ahead, grab the electric heater for Ed so he can set it up in the living room because I want to go ready to go to sleep. And I know he's not going to want to shiver in the night. So, everybody, I want to say thank you for coming. I'll see you guys tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Stay out of trouble. And for now, just have a good night, okay? Bye-bye. Bye-bye, guys. Oh, yeah, we got to make sure it ends the right way. Right? Absolutely. Yeah.